Hi everybody. So my name is Timmy and I am going to talk about today a subject, a really controversial subject and a really recent subject that is pretty much, fast growing, and that is the cyber addiction, also known as internet addiction. And just to give you guys some information, some data, currently based on the latest data published by the Internet World Stats, um, there are approximately 2 billion people in the world that have that has internet access, and the growth of internet usage has never been higher. In fact, it's increased tremendously over the year of 2000 and 2012. Um, it raised about 500%. So just to give you guys some perspective, so that's tremendously big. Technology is evolving more than ever, and it's creeping into our societies. And as a result, people are starting to overusing it, especially the students. And that's where I'm going to talk about. That's what I'm going to talk about more than adults around the age of 55 and more. So yeah, that's where the problem relies on people of the ages of 18 to 34 about, and that's where the addiction is pretty much serious. So just to give you guys some idea, what I think is that the internet addiction can really lead to mental and physical health problems if used excessively. So people, like I said, are more and more attached to their smartphones. It's like part of their lives. It's like part of everyday routine. And studies suggest that most of us are really, even more than 5 feet from our smartphones. So just to give you an idea, that's like I have my smartphone right over here. So I mean, people nowadays just don't they always have it in their pocket because it's so important. Everything is on this little piece of gadget. So that's pretty much amazing. And like I said, it's often used when you go out, um, go to parties or anything else, while you're eating, while you're doing some homework, even in your washroom. Everywhere you go, you have your smartphone in your hands so that you don't miss a beat on anything, on virtual reality, or even on your social media. Anything is related to your phone right now. And the causes of this addiction, um, it's really simple. Actually, when you use your smartphone, when you want to use it, it can trigger the release of a brain chemical that's called the dopamine. And what that does, it alter your mood. So basically what it does, it has the same effect as per se, for instance, to smoking cigarettes. So when you smoke, or drinking alcohol, or even taking drugs, it has the same. The addiction is pretty much the same. It releases this brain chemical, and it alters your mood. So whenever you start feeling like doing something like smoking cigarettes, you're gonna smoke it, and afterwards, it gonna change. It changes your mood. So you're more energetic. You have more energy. You just want to do it more often. And the way it works is that each time you do it, you're gonna change your moods. But afterwards, per se, after a day, when you want to do it again, that's when the dopamine kicks in. So that's a really big problem. That's the addiction, and the more you do it without even knowing it, the more you're gonna be addicted, and the more your brain is gonna be conditioned to doing the action. So, like I said, there's more and more virtual online friends. It's even more important now than real life relationships. For example, like Tinder or Bumble, these online social media relationship that's really pretty much fake. It's for pleasure, but it's virtually like more important now to go online to find friends than to talk to have a real conversation in your life with your parents, friends, or anything. So it's kind of a disadvantage to go through your smartphone to use as a communication instead of you just having a face-to-face conversation as always. And in addition, smartphone addiction can also lead you to a lower productivity at school and can isolate you for hours at times. And that's something that's pretty much you know the same for everybody. But the flip side to it is that internet can be useful for, like, for example, industries that need them in communication or information through cyberspace. That's a virtual space where communication or the information goes through there, where everybody in the world has access, basically. So it's a kind of a new environment for people all around the world, increasing efficiency. Like I said, really takes we like remove the time to use it, and it's really increasing like the efficiency in learning, or in distributing information. And for companies, it can also be super reliable. Like it's super easy, super fast to do it. It's reliable, and it can obviously enhance a customer service. So my point of view, like I said, people who are suffering from this are mostly from 18 to 34 years old. Um, Although, like I said, the adult from the age of 55 and above are growing pretty much really fast too. And psychologists believe that anything that stimulates the human being or make them feel energetic can be addictive. Like I said, we can compare the internet addiction to like smoking cigarettes, drinking alcohol, or even taking drugs. It has the same effect. So so basically what I'm saying is that this iPhone is pretty much a drug, or alcohol, or cigarettes. It has the same effect. If you don't have it, you will not be happy. You will not feel the same. So it's pretty much the definition of addiction. And addiction can lead to depression or even anxiety, because it's the repetitive action, but it's not necessarily useful to do it. So, for example, if you drink alcohol, on a Friday night with your friends, to lay down, to relax a little bit, it can seem normal and enjoyable, obviously. But over time, if you continue to do this, you will come, you will become it will become a habit. And if you don't take care of it, then you'll start taking the action really seriously, and then it's going to be a serious issue, and that's where the addiction will start to surface. And once you can't get over it, now people will tend to have a downfall, and that leads to loneliness and obviously depression, like I said. So in conclusion, what I would say is that the internet industry is obviously is going to continue to rise. We're not going to stop there, but this addiction problem will not be stopped easily or be fixed right away. And people from all ages will be using this new technology and this new toy, because that's the reality nowadays. And new generations will always strive for greater products or revolutionary ideas. So the center of the attention will always be internet, always be fast growing productivity. And the challenge here really is to find a way to reduce the internet use and not feel as attached as like having the need of smoking a cigarette every once in a few hours, for example. So ultimately, what I would say is that the advancement of technology is like moving society forward and faster and improving everybody's life in general, but it also creates new problems, and these problems are pretty much serious. And not for now, it's not something that we see, because obviously it doesn't lead to lethal news headlines, like deaths or whatever. But we don't have any idea for this solution right now, and that's really problematic. And what I would say is that to eliminate this addiction, to eliminate this kind of problem, maybe we should try to use another form of communication instead of smartphones. Obviously, it's good, but it doesn't lead to how can I say that, like, really useful productivity, especially for the students, like I said, of my age, who are suffering from it. Obviously, I'm suffering from it a little bit too. So yes, like I said, it's really much a really dilemma, obviously, with the advancement of the technology, but also creating new problems at the same time. So that's not a good thing. And that's pretty much it. So I hope you enjoyed it and have a great holiday.